Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. My name is Jeremy Rierson. I am a renewable energy consultant here at Simpleray. Today we're going to talk about solar for Iowa farmers. A lot of information to go through, a lot of things to talk about. So we're going to wait another 30 seconds or so to let anybody else join, and then we'll get started. All right, looks like folks are coming in. We'll go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Jeremy Rierson, renewable energy consultant here at Simpleray. Today we're going to talk about solar for Iowa farmers. Let's get started. Today what we're going to cover is we'll talk about energy costs, about why solar, available incentives, and is solar right for your farm. I grew up, my grandparents farmed, and my in-laws actually farmed, so I helped them as well. So I know it's an amazing profession and a lot of hard work. So we're here to help you look at trying to help save money on your bottom line. Recent news. I want to talk about a few things in the news. Some of you may have seen commercials about solar and neighbors taking basically power from other neighbors and not paying their fair share. We just want to tell you that people that have solar, customers that have solar, actually still pay their monthly fees, their access charges, their meter fees, and solar benefits everyone in the neighborhood. So we're watching this very closely. Things are happening in the State House. House of Representatives is going to vote it through soon, or maybe not vote it through. So again, we will give you more updates when the time comes. Another thing we could talk about is rate increases. If you're an Alliant customer, you may have received a letter about the cost of electricity increasing. Now you see that over time, and we don't know what electricity is going to be in the next 10 years. It could be 50 cents a kilowatt, it could be more. With solar, it's a good way to help combat that increase in electricity costs. Here's a letter I was just talking about. What if a utility wants to raise the rates again? Well, in 2017, Alliant did raise the rates. And again, not even 2 years later, this month, they raised the rate 5.5% with another plan for 2020 to raise it 18 to 20% more. So if you're an Alliant customer, you receive this letter. If you're not an Alliant customer, here's an example of what the rates are going to look like, proposed rates coming up. That adds a lot onto the bill. And for someone that is a farmer and has a lot of costs and expenses already, that can really add to the cost and hurt the bottom line. Let's quick talk about solar power. This is a great looking array next to a hog site. We install a lot of arrays on hog farms and throughout the Midwest and Iowa. This is a typical situation here on the ground. When the sun hits the solar panels, it makes DC power. The DC power travels down to an inverter, converts it to AC power, and that AC power can be used on your property, on your farm, to help offset the cost of what you're using. AC power bounces around your facilities. Whatever is not used goes back to the grid, and that's where you may have heard the term net metering, where they'll give you a credit for the kilowatts you send back. Other utilities like rural electric cooperatives will pay you 2 to 3 cents for each kilowatt. So the solar definitely depends on how well it's going to pay back and work on which utility you're on, and that's where the job of us as consultants to come out to your property and let you know about all the factors that go into a solar project. So the thing with solar is you can stabilize your electric rates. You can help lock in your rates like I talked about. If the rates increase, you're producing power on your property that you can use up, and the excess goes back. And even offsetting a portion of the cost to save a significant amount of money over the lifetime of the array. So many times we don't cover 100% of your electric usage on your property. Different utilities, like I mentioned before, have different regulations. We may only cover 40 to 60%. But 40 to 60% is still better than nothing. So with solar, we really look at every situation differently and build it to spec to your facility and the REC or utility you are on. Which farms can benefit from solar? Hog farms, dairy farms, grain farms, turkey farms, chicken farms, any farm, anybody using it, any kind of amount of power that has an operation can benefit from solar. We're here to help walk you through the process because there's a lot of information to know. One question we get all the time is how much will it cost? It's a tough question to answer because there's many factors that go into a solar project. There's the space. Do you want it on the roof? Do you want it on the ground? How far from the meter? Which utility are you on? There's a lot of factors that go into building a solar project, and we're there to help again along the way to give you all the information that you need to make the right choice for an investment for the future. So two main things to think about, consider when you're talking about solar. There is the upfront cost. There is the gross cost of the project, but a lot of that is taken down and decreased by tax credits and depreciation. So the financial incentives are 30% from the federal government, 15% from the state of Iowa, and there's depreciation of 85% of the project that you can use in 6 years or year one if you choose to. These incentives can really offset a significant portion of the upfront cost by reducing your tax liability. So when you see more solar around the area, a lot of folks are looking at this as this is helping bring the initial cost down and making the investment much more viable. Payback is another thing that we look at. We often see paybacks between 3 and 6 years on farms. It's an investment like any other on your farm. We're here to help you look at that and say, is this the right investment for my farm, my business? And the best part is that it has a reliable ROI. Unlike other assets, it pays for itself quickly. So once the 3 to 6 years is up and you've paid for your solar, you are just banking the money you were giving to the utility, keeping it for your bottom line for yourself because you're producing the power that you were paying money for and giving to the utility. The next generation, I see, I'm in a lot of farms around the area around Iowa. The next generation has come back to farm. Simpleray has arrays that are built to last. We warranty the product for 20 to 25 years, have an estimated 40-year lifespan. So this is a long-term investment, a long-term project that's going to give you savings from years to come. After you pay it off again, everything goes back into your bottom line and you can save from there. If you have any family on the farm, that means passing this investment down to the next generation. Again, 40-year lifespan is a long time, but it's going to benefit other people coming to the farm. There's one thing we need to talk about as far as tax credits go, and that is the federal tax credit deadline. So 30% for the federal tax credit is due this year. It's going to be through 2019. In 2020, it is scheduled to decrease to 26%, so a 4% decrease. Any small decrease in that is money you're losing by not going solar. 22% in 2021 and 10% in 2022. This has been in the schedule for a while, so this is definitely the year if you thought about solar, if we've already presented to you in the past, to come back and look at it again, because these are going to start decreasing in the next few years, and the time is now to get in, take advantage of those tax credits. Now again, the state tax credit deadline, the state tax credit will always be half of the federal, so it's going to do the same thing the federal did. It's going to step down each year through 2022. Now, one thing to talk about is the 2019 tax credit has run out for this year already. However, 2020 funds are available. It is a first come, first served basis, so the sooner you get your project done, the sooner you can sign up and get in line for 2020. So technically you could not claim your 2020 tax credit until next year. So quick recap for you. Why is solar a good investment? You're already spending the money every month. You're paying the utility company with nothing to show for it. With solar, you keep that money for your bottom line. You're avoiding rate hikes by stabilizing your cost of energy. Tax credits and incentives, if that's important to your business, something to look at as a definite advantage with solar. You can utilize already existing space, roof space, ground space, and we're here as consultants to help you figure out what is the best for you. And solar has a reliable return on investment with a long lifespan to help your farm and family for decades. It is something that is an investment to make in the future and to help with your farm to keep it going for years to come. Getting started, give us a call. We'll give you some information here next. A consultant will give you a call back and set a time up to meet. We actually like to look at your 12-month bills. It's very important to see what you're using, what your rates are, and what the utility company has to say about solar. Once we get those, we will set a time to come to your property, look at everything around, and get you a proposal so you can send that to your accountant, to your banker, and to yourself to make a decision for this investment. Again, here's some contact information for us. Simpleray.com, 800-8080-SUN, hello@simpleray.com. All great ways to get a hold of us. If you talked to us in the past, to one of your consultants, please give us a call again. We'll go over your proposal we've already done, and we can help you along the way. Appreciate your time today. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.